Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I just want to say that I got a new laptop today. Well, actually I got two laptops today um, from a pawn store. They were very cheap. And what happened, okay, I'm not gonna, I just got a laptop, with a camera. Shout out to Domingo for telling me in one of the streams that I said. And by the way, if you guys want me to do a public stream later or anything like this, I could see your guys' comments from here, and I could use and like that. I don't have to play the game. We could talk and stuff like that. And but yeah, I want first. I want to give a shout outs to Domingo and Arthur, but I want to give a shout out to Arthur Alaverdyan for one thing and one thing only. That's where he talked about bandwagon fans. Now here's the thing. Me, Arthur, and Domingo, we like to keep our channels, we like to keep our channels, and positive, like positive vibes and stuff like that. But when we see the things that go around, you know, with the fans and stuff like that, like here's the thing, guys. Bandwagon fans are the most are like they're the most annoying people on God's green earth. First they'll sit there and pull for a team, and then they'll sit there and as soon as that team loses, then they jump off that bandwagon and jump on another. Like, for example, let's take the Clippers, for example. The Clippers are a team where, you would sit there all year, you bandwagon fans would sit there all year last year and, sit there and say how, oh my God, this and that and this and that, and how the Clippers are going to win a championship and the Lakers are not contenders. And what happened? They collapsed, against the Denver Nuggets. What happened? What happened there? Um, and then you have the Brooklyn Nets, where they're another team that's gonna collapse. I feel it, going by experience, and this is why not say anything about the Brooklyn Nets. I let other people talk about how the Brooklyn Nets are not gonna do anything and stuff like that. Because I knew that there's going to be somebody else that was going to talk about it, and I wasn't going to waste my breath talking about how the Brooklyn Nets are not going to win the championship. Because what you guys have to understand, yeah, the Brooklyn Nets are not going to win the championship, but the Brooklyn Nets are not the Clippers. But they're still. But here's the thing: I still hate the fact that you know they're not, like they're not real fans. They're bandwagon fans. You see, how do you know that they're bandwagon fans? You see, nobody cared about the Brooklyn Nets, before, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant got signed. And nobody cared about the Brooklyn Nets even then until James Harden got signed. All these bandwagon fans, coming out of the woodwork. Oh my God, we're gonna win a championship. And people talk about the Golden State Warriors bandwagon fans. I think this bandwagon is a little worse. And that's another thing. Nobody cared about the Clippers until Paul George and Kawhi Leonard went there. And same thing where, like, back in 2019, nobody gave a fuck about the Buccaneers. You know what I'm trying to say? But then at that, when it comes to, like, when Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Gronkowski went, everybody fell in love with that with that Buccaneers team. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl, but let's be honest, how did they win? They won that Super Bowl in a very terrible way. Um, but yeah, these bandwagon fans are getting out of hand. And me and Domingo and Arthur, we had enough with these bandwagon fans, because you see, and it's not only Clippers, and it's not only Clippers and Brooklyn Nets. You got even the Lakers fans. Like, when people sit there and stuff like that, and then they root for the look. You see, when people sit there and root for the Lakers, but as soon as the Lakers go on a 4-game losing streak, they're the first ones to say, "Oh, let's give up on them." How is that? How you know? Is that how you call yourself a fan? No, that's not being a fan. That's being a bandwagon. And I have to call it out, guys. That's being a bandwagon. There's one thing I always did hate, and that's bandwagon fans. You know what I'm trying to say? And they've been around forever. You know, they've been around for stuff like that. See, that's what bandwagon fans does to you. You know, they make you hate sports and stuff like that. Like they seriously, they make you legitimately hate the sport of basketball. You know, to a point where you don't want to watch it anymore. You know, because of this whole Buccaneers bullshit. I don't even look up NFL highlights anymore because of this whole Buccaneers bandwagon bullshit. You know, like seriously, I hate the fact that we have to deal with, oh, this guy, just because this quarterback went there, let's cheer for him just because we like him. Bandwagons go in reverse, you know. One minute they'll be liking that person, right? Because he won the championship, right? Or he went to a team that either they like or they don't like, but they just want to cheer for him because they're fans of him. Or there could be bandwagon fans that turn on their own team, particular person left. Like for example, let's take my New England Patriots. Now again, I am wearing a Chicago Bears hoodie. That's because I couldn't find any of my black hoodies and stuff like that. But let's take my New England Patriots, right? My New England Patriots fans. You see, people like me and we are legit Patriots fans. Okay, I don't accept Cam Newton, but I have to deal with it. Because I'm not gonna. Do I have to get behind a camera and talk about how this is the worst thing that ever happened and stuff like that? Do I have to get behind a camera and complain that somebody left my team just because he was there for 20 years? No, he did what he did in my team, so I'm not gonna sit there and hate on the guy. I just hate because what they're doing to Big Ben and stuff like that. Like they're trying to make Big Ben look like this not good guy and stuff like that. But Big Ben proved them wrong this year. So yeah, but yeah, going back to the Patriots bandwagons, they've been around forever and stuff like that. Everybody, like seriously, they've legitimately been around forever, and like I hate the fact that they're always around and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, let's talk about this Lakers bandwagon. Now that the Lakers are winning, you don't hear no bandwagons talking, right? Like seriously, you do not hear these talk, right? They're just bandwagons, everybody. If the Lakers lose to the Clippers on Sunday. Watch how many people are gonna go on social media and talk about how Lakers are not like, oh, Clippers are, now that they beat the Lakers, oh, they beat the defending champions, they beat a half team in a regular seasons game. Oh my God, that's shit like that. No, that's not something that's not something that you should say. You see, here's the thing that I pay attention to. Us Laker fans, we don't care about the regular season. Losing in the regular season is nothing compared to losing in the playoffs. Because, okay, Lakers lost, but what you have to understand, if we do lose to Clippers tomorrow, or whatever, what's today? Saturday? If we do lose to Clippers tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It's a regular season's game. It's not like the Clippers are gonna make it out of the playoffs or something like that. So you guys have to understand, it's not like, our world is gonna end just because we lost to a team that we couldn't beat in the first game of the season. All right, they beat us. Move on, move on. Beat the better men. Move on. Like yeah, and you see when people act like that and when people say, oh, we need to trade this guy, we need to trade that guy, we need to trade this guy, we need to trade that guy. Like, come on now, stop being bandwagons. Like, stop being bandwagons. Like, you people have to understand that that's not something that you should be doing. Because when you only bandwagons do that, and see, I'm not the one that's gonna call people a fake fan. You know, which, let's be honest, these bandwagons do act like fake fans. Like, they do act like fake fans. Because you say you're a fan of this team, but as soon as they go losing four times in a row, or more than four times, even though you have a better record, and remember, Zergon 7 even said this. This happens a lot with LeBron teams. This happened with the Cavaliers. This happened with the Miami Heat. He loses four in a row. He comes back and he beats them. We're in the same boat twice last year, when we couldn't win a game at the end of December, and then as soon as January hit, we were back to winning. Like, we were back to winning. Same with the playoffs, where when it was close to the playoffs in the bubble, we were getting our ass kicked. We beat the Clippers, but after that we lost like multiple games in a row. We even got blown out by a lot of teams. But when it came to the playoffs, we destroyed everybody in five, and we managed to win a championship. So if Lakers don't repeat this year, you need to tell me, you bandwagon, I'm gonna sit there and complain, even though you just got through winning a championship. What you guys don't understand is, you know, you have LeBron James on your team. And LeBron James, knowing him, he never went home in five. I'm sorry, he never got eliminated out of the playoffs. A message to you bandwagon fans, you guys have to shut the fuck up. Because you guys do not make sense when you talk. This is for the bandwagons. I wish I could get this in a thumbnail. Fuck the bandwagon.